Hello, good morning. Today we will see the next isomerism, that is optical isomerism. And last few periods we already discussed about the stereochemistry, that is geometrical isomerism as well as conformational isomerism, and today we will see or discuss optical isomerism. This optical isomerism is related to chiral compound. Chiral compound or molecule. Now, first of all, we will see the term what is meant by optical isomerism. A chiral molecule having the same molecular formula but having a tendency to rotate the plane of polarized light towards the left hand side or right hand side, it is called as optical isomerism property, or it is called as optical activity, and the whole phenomenon is called as optical isomerism, and the isomers are called as optical isomers. So first of all, we will concentrate on the chiral compound or on the chiral activity. So concept of chirality. This chirality is related to chiral carbon atom. Chiral carbon atom having the another name is asymmetric carbon atom. Now you know very well about this. Carbon having the 4 valency, and when this 4 valency is satisfied by different groups, then such carbon atom is called as asymmetric carbon atom, or this is called as chiral center or chiral carbon atom, or it is called as asymmetric carbon atom. Now we will see some examples related to this. Sulfonic acid. Now in this case, the central carbon atom, the valency of this carbon atom is satisfied by Br, chlorine, SO3H and H, and hence this carbon atom is chiral carbon atom, or this carbon atom is called as asymmetric carbon atom. Now here Another condition is that for the optical isomerism, the original molecule and their mirror image, suppose this is original image or original compound and this is mirror image, then here these two images are non-superimposable or are non-superimposable. So what is the condition for optical isomerism? This original and mirror images are non-superimposable, and here there are some tests to find whether this molecule shows the non-superimposable or superimposable. It is depending upon the presence or absence of different symmetry. Suppose this molecule having the any plane of symmetry or axis of symmetry or alternating axis of symmetry, then such molecule doesn't show the non-superimposability, and this condition is failure, then such compounds doesn't show the optical activity. So before starting this, we will see the different symmetry. Okay, so first one is plane of symmetry. Number one, plane of symmetry. I again repeat here, a molecule and its image become superimposable due to the presence of symmetry, and at this condition this molecule doesn't show the optical activity. Okay, so first one is plane of symmetry. We will take some examples. Ethanol, now here this is the plane, and this part and this part are same, and hence this compound having the plane of symmetry, and such molecule doesn't show the optical activity. Now we'll take another example here, acetone. This compound also shows the plane of symmetry. So this is again optical inactive. Now we will see one example where two chiral centers are present. No, here this is the plane of symmetry. Okay, so this tartaric compound as well as acetone as well as ethanol, all compounds are optically inactive because this compound shows the plane of symmetry. Okay, now second one. Center of symmetry, and here we will take one example. This is center of symmetry. See, this is center, and we draw the line through this center. Then this part and this part are same. Also from this side, means what happened in this case, if all straight lines that can be drawn through the center, the molecule meet identical atoms of the same distance. Means here identical functional group, here CWH as well as here CWH, but it should be go through the center. When we consider this line, pink color line, CS3, we start the line from here and transfer through this center point, and here also CS3. So this compound having the such type of center of symmetry, and hence this is again optically inactive. Okay. Then third one, alternating axis of symmetry. Alternating axis of symmetry. Alternating axis of symmetry. Now here we will take one example. Now this is center, this one is axis, and when we rotate this molecule through this axis through 100-degree rotation, what happened? See here, and their mirror image now here mirror perpendicular perpendicular to the axis of rotation. Now here this molecule rotate through this 180 degrees, so this is called as twofold axis of symmetry. Twofold axis of symmetry means such molecule having the plane of symmetry, center of symmetry, or alternating axis of symmetry, all are optically inactive. Optically inactive. Actually, chiral center is not only one condition for showing the optical activity, but also there are some compounds which doesn't having the optical chiral center, but still they are enantiomers. This without chiral center, some molecules are there. Suppose you consider the allene compound. Such compounds, actually this compound doesn't having the chiral center, but due to the showing of non-superimposable property, this compound having there are no chiral center, but they show the non-superimposable mirror images. Non-superimposable mirror. So they shows the optical activity. They shows the optical activity, and hence they are enantiomers. They are the enantiomers. Means chiral center is not a necessary condition. Necessary condition is that this molecule shows non-superimposable mirror images, mean this is original and this is mirror, and they shows the non-superimposable mirror image, and then they shows the optical activity, and such molecule and mirror image, this is called as enantiomers. Okay, so still we stop here. Thank you.